Go.
All right. The good news is that the host is sharing poll results and nobody's crispy or medium well. That's good, man. But we also know in restaurants, if that's how somebody likes it, my late wife used to love well done, man, and used to irk me. And then I was like, why does that irk me? If that's how she likes it, that's how she likes it. And that's how we have to look at it. Let people eat steak well done. It hurts me to even say it, but well, anyway, so my name is Jorge, and thank you so much for thinking of me. I am the Dean of Culinary Education at Johnson & Wales University. I've been here for 18 years, since 2002. And so when we were talking about, one of the questions was like, what's the biggest hurdle lately? And the fact of the matter is that after having the same job for 18 years that I loved and I thought I was going to be retiring from, as you probably all know, Johnson & Wales is closing in May. They've decided to shut down the campus. Shocking to all of us. We got it in a Zoom meeting, so I'm not really a Zoom fan since June 23rd. And we were just baffled, and it comes to an end. And then I thought, oh, June, no worries, man. We're going to be here till May. I was like, I have a year to figure it out. It's December, like it is half done, and I'm still like, holy smokes, what am I going to do? So I think about it every day. I think, what's my biggest hurdle is what lies in the future, not only with COVID happening, but something that I thought that I was going to literally be my last job. And I wasn't foolish to never think about a plan B, because that's what I'm going to talk about. Is I always tell students to have that but I really thought I was going to be able to write it out. And so it's been kind of I was just telling somebody still in kind of denial. I'm always thinking that somebody's going to be like, hey, we're going to save this campus, but it is, I know it is not coming. So I have to start figuring out. And when I talk about with people, it's different when I change jobs. So went to culinary school, and then thought I was going to go to New York or San Francisco, and I lived in San Fran. I went to culinary school in San Francisco, and I thought, man, this is my life. And eventually I started seeing how it was kind of a difficult life. I'd always known that I would run restaurants. So as I matured and as I got older, and as I started looking at people that were older than me, and I saw them kind of hurting at the end of the day, marriages not doing so great, alcoholism, drug use, I started thinking, wow, I don't know if I have the wherewithal to beat all that kind of stuff. I didn't know if I was going to be strong enough. So I started looking and I started dating someone who she was finishing law school. And I was like, well, she's a day job and mine's a night job. And how's that going to happen? So I started looking for other things. And so when I left being a chef, I thought, man, I'm nothing, because that's what I always wanted to do. Even when I was in high school, I tell my kids, I was in a creative cooking class, so this is the late 80s. I was the only guy who had ever taken a cooking class at this high school in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And the lady didn't even know the teacher didn't even know what to do with me. It was more like a home ec for finishing, it was the last years of that. And, but I just loved it. And I knew I wanted to be a chef. And no matter what my parents wanted me to do otherwise, but I got business school, and I got rid of business school just so I could be a chef. And then when I realized, wow, this is not going to be sustainable for me, I decided I really needed to get some other type of training. So I got my business degree, and I got a master's in education. No idea, knowing that I was going to want to teach. And so But man, when I left restaurants, I was so sad. I thought I was such a failure, and I thought I'd let everybody down because I'd always told everybody that I wanted to be a chef, chef, chef. And then I saw when I left those places, I always tell students, every place that I've ever left, and this is where I started to, and maybe it'll catch, but I started to try to be more humble, is every place, I tell people, every place that I ever left is still standing today. For some reason, it was managed to go on without my greatness there. So I always thought like, oh, these places need me. This place just can't survive without me. And the fact of the matter is that places move on and things move on, and you have to adapt or not succeed. And so I started trying to take a look at that and started saying, hey, I was in Vail Resorts for 7 years. And when I left, guess what? Vail Resorts is doing better than ever. So what is it? You know, I have to stop thinking about that. I have to start thinking about being happy with myself, not worrying that I'm not a chef, and thinking, how can I use those talents, you know, that I did from business, from education, from being a chef, and started try using them. And then I took a job in Philadelphia that was teaching, and I thought, yeah, whatever, I just need to work. And I found out that that's what I really enjoyed. And it was during the day, and that's what allowed me to start a family, be with my wife, having day jobs for the most part. I had to work some nights and dinners, but that's no problem. But really, to me, it was not dwelling on what I thought was a failure. You know, one of the questions Aaron asked me was, how did I know it was a problem, that I had a problem? I didn't know I had a problem. I didn't think I had a problem, but the way I was acting, the way I was being in my life, you know, I look back and I go, wow, I just was angry, and I was not wanting to share and not wanting to ask other people for help. And I just started beginning to realize that I need to start leaning on other people. And I decided, you know, and when you talk to chefs about that, that is, to me, like the hardest thing for people to do. Whereas the opposite is true. If you ask any of us here at this table, I guarantee if you ask any of us for anything, we will give you the shirt off our back. We will help you to the extremes. We will go above and beyond. We will, even to our detriment, we will help you if you have a problem. But then we will never, never admit that we have a problem, or we'd be mortified to ask. And that's crazy, because you have these same group of wonderful people around that want to help you. And that is, but sometimes I still don't realize that. Like I said, I'm still in denial that I'm not going to have a job or the job that I like, right, that I love, in five months. And I started making a list going, I have to start asking people to think about me if they hear about something. And those phone calls that I've been making, they suck. They suck to me. They kill me. They kill me. But people, not one person's like, yeah, I'll get back to you, or like, ugh, I wish you hadn't asked me. Everybody has been above and beyond 100%. And it's just something that just baffles me about how we are about it, and something that I hope that we can change. And, you know, when I look at this kind of time that we're having with COVID and restaurants, and my students who can't find jobs or internships, and I think about, wow, you know, what is the sign here that tells me I need to start making some different kind of change, so that people can be well, so they can be paid properly, so it is not okay to be treated like it was in the past in restaurants. And even in school, when I started at Johnson Wells 20 years ago, we had the screaming chefs and the throwing pans, and some students thought that was the coolest thing. That's why they came, you know, to school, was to get that story. And I remember when I was at culinary school or when I was working, I used to think like it was a badge of honor to show all the burns I had on my arm and that I had just worked 21 straight days. And I just go, man, that's not cool. I mean, any student right now who goes, you work 21 days in a row, like what's your problem? They don't see that anymore. They go, you're crazy. Why would you think that was cool at any point, working, you know, from Christmas to Easter without a break? People just, they're not wired like that. And we always say, oh man, they're soft, they're not as tough as us. You know what? I think sometimes they're smarter, because we have to figure out how to make it so that it's a sustainable job. And if as a educator and as restaurants, I think we have to make sure that what we do is viable for the future. And that's what I'm doing about myself, is some that I'm trying to say, what can I do that will make me viable for the rest of my life, hopefully until I want to stop working. So, I mean, I think that's the biggest compliment and the biggest joy. One of the biggest joys in life is be able to quit when you want to quit, when you're ready to quit, when you want to, not when someone tells you you have to and you have to scrounge. That to me, like, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to reach out. I'm trying to make sure that my pride is in the back pocket for a little bit. And I'm also trying to learn. I mean, you know, some of these things now, all the Zoom, the ghost kitchens, the kind of things that are going on right now. And I had no clue about that, but I better be quick learning, you know, a quick learner in that stuff if I think I want to succeed in where restaurants may be going, at least for the next few years, or the kind of training that makes it sustainable for people. So, you know, it has been tough. I was thinking about it, you know, I lost a wife to cancer, and I thought, wow, that was tough. And, you know, I don't even remember those years. And you know, you just focus for your kids and then you work. And I think about the dumb things I did. Like when I came back to work to Johnson & Wales, I wrote an email to all my faculty and I told them, don't talk to me about it. Don't come up and pat me on the back, because I don't want to talk about it. And that's crazy. That's crazy, because I had 23 people who probably, I can't say all of them want to tell me, but 99% of them wanted to. And I was like, let's just move on. Let's just work and stuff like that. And then I was just kind of shut off from everybody. And then I found a girlfriend and I started to chill out a little. And then my kids were like, man, we're so happy you have a girlfriend because you are just a nicer guy right now. And I was like, what do you mean? I've been nice the whole time. And they're like, no, you don't even realize what a dick you've been, you know? So I just learned that, and I get teared up because it just kills me that I didn't, you know, I didn't reach out when in hospitality, you're surrounded by phenomenal people, phenomenal. And you don't even have to know them, but man, you just put it out there and I guarantee you people want to help. So that's a hard lesson and it still kills me, but man, I get it. I get it. So please know. And I don't have a problem helping you. I tell people, you call me anytime. Don't think you're ever bothering me. Here's my mobile. Don't be stupid and think that, you know, you are ruining my day. And yet I would never do that. And it's just dumb. But that's how we were raised, to just motor through and just pummel through the end of, you know, through the end of service with your hand, you know, wrapped up because you burned it or broke it, or, you know, who cares? Who cares about that? And that's just dumb. We have to change that. So I appreciate you. I thought I was going to get through without tearing up, but that's not going to happen. But I hope you do it. Keep learning, keep being interested. The culinary world is vast and great. I just got a call from a random person who heard that I was looking for a job. I'm not kidding, 15 minutes before this call. And that's what turned my day from medium well to medium rare. I was just like, what? I was like, I can't believe this just happened. And so I don't know if that's going to work, but somebody thought about me. That makes me feel great. So thank you for your time. I think I've gone over, but I'm willing to take any questions or anything, but thank you.